Ask me a question. If God is a loving God, so why then hellfire? Why can't you just forgive everybody? Everybody be going to heaven. Why must He still send people to hell? So that is what I'm going to answer today. First of all, the truth I want to establish is that God is love. God is love personified. The nature of God equals love, and love equals God. So, despite anything that your mind may be telling you or you may be hearing outside, God is love and He remains love. Let's look at 1 John chapter 4, verse 8. He that loveth not knoweth not God, for God is love. So let's also look at John chapter 3, verse 16. That's John 3:16. For God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son, that whosoever believes shall not perish but what have everlasting life. So this is the sacrificial love of God. So, in other words, God's love is active, it is sacrificial, it is deeply personal. Let's also, now the second point I would like to talk about or touch as well is God is holy and just. So this is another character of God. So in as much as God is love, the first and general character of God, He is also holy and He is just. We can't talk about God without talking about the holiness of God and the just nature of God. So in Romans chapter 6, verse 23, it talks about and explains that the wages of sin is death. Okay, so if God ignores your wrongdoings, if God ignores your sins and your transgressions, then it contradicts the just nature of God and the holiness of God. In 2 Peter 3, verse 9, it explains that God doesn't want any of us to even go to hell. And that is why He has given us the ministry of reconciliation to reconcile all men back to God. So He doesn't want you to go to hell. But at the same time, love cannot be forced. It is freely given and it is freely received. So when you constantly reject the love of God, you constantly reject the saving grace of God, you constantly reject the relationship of father to child that God desires for all of us, then that is when you now sign up to the punishment and to the wages of that sin that you are committing.